with Mario Lopez.
What's up, y'all? Mario Lopez joining me now on Zoom from Fallout Boy Pete Wentz. Welcome to the show, man. How are you?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. Where are we speaking to you from today? You at the crib?
I'm deep in the valley. I play a lot of tennis during the weekdays. I try to, at least. So I'm deep in the valley, just like being a court rat.
Good for you getting that. Have you always played growing up? Something you just got into?
I played growing up, but I just didn't know what I was doing at all. So I think maybe about 5 or 6 years ago, my kids were doing it, and I just kind of got into it again.
Nice. Right on, man. Congratulations on the new album. So Much for Stardust. You're back with your producer and label from back in the day. What inspired this reunion?
Originally I was a little stressed about going back. I feel like there's a danger when you kind of go try to recapture the thing, or whatever, like the danger of being the 40-year-old high school quarterback or whatever. And when I called and talked to our producer, Neil, he was like, it cannot be like the old thing. We can't go and try to do that. And it was kind of like the exact page we were on. So it was really cool. It was really special to go back to his studio again and stuff.
Yeah, when you give enough time in between, you can maybe discover some new sounds and a whole new vibe. The latest single is "Hold Me Like a Grudge." What is this one about?
So the funniest thing is, I think that when we first started writing this song, there were a couple lines like part-time soulmate, full-time problem, just these kind of lines that kind of stuck out to me when we were writing during the pandemic. And then I remember telling a friend of ours that we had a song called "Hold Me Like a Grudge," and he was like, "How is that not a Fall Out Boy song already? Because it sounds quintessentially like a Fall Out Boy song title," which I thought was the Berenstain Bears kind of Mandela effect, in reverse kind of. But yeah, the song itself, I mean, it reminds me a little bit of the verse reminds me a little bit of early 2000s alt rock, but then the chorus feels so quintessentially something Patrick, our singer, would write. That was really cool when we first came up with it.
I love the title, "Hold Me Like a Grudge." It's a great, clever title. You're going to be hitting the road. Tour is kicking off June 21st at Wrigley Field. That's cool.
Yeah, man, that's really special. Honestly, I would go up. I grew up in the suburbs of Chicago, and my dad would take us to the Cubs games, and I was into the era of the Sean Dunston, Ryan Sandberg, that kind of era of the Cubs. You know what I mean? And and so it's just the first time we played Wrigley, it was the first time my dad kind of he's not a really an emotional guy, but he kind of was all right, you did okay kind of vibe. And that was really cool,
Super cool, of course. How much of the set list is going to be from the new album?
I would say we're going to do probably maybe 3 or 4 songs or 2 or 3 songs from the new album. We're really going to try to blend all of this stuff together. And I feel that's been kind of a lot of tours that are out this summer are doing that. But it's just I remember going as a fan to see bands and being well, why do they only play from this one era? There's so much of their stuff that I like, and it's so different, like Metallica for me or whatever, And so I think we're trying to honor that.
Do you cover any other classic bands and stuff? I always kind of hear an artist when they do cool covers and they put their little spin on it.
Totally. We've done a bunch of we've tried Journey before. We do at Soundcheck. Sometimes we do Linoleum by No Effects, which is not really classic rock, but interesting for us to do. Yeah, I'm not sure. I talked to Patrick a little bit. I think it'd be cool for him to do something kind of on the piano when he's out there. So I've kind of tried to bug him about that. We'll see.
Fun. Does everyone bring their families on the road or?
Yeah, I mean, I think especially in the US, because it's pretty easy. You're on a bus for the most part, and kids definitely love a tour bus. It's dark. It's full of snacks. There's video games. You don't really ever have to go to sleep. It's
camp
for kids. Totally.
How old are the kids, by the way?
I had. How are they?
Yeah. Well, how are they, and how old are they?
Oh yeah. So my oldest is 14, and then I have an 8 and a 5, and they're good. We went out the other day for my birthday, and they put up with me. They put up with dinner with dad, and going to a restaurant where there's no kids menu. I don't.
Yeah.
They're good about all that.
That's cool. I got 3 myself, and right around the same ages too. It's fun.
Totally. I see you out at the premieres with them sometimes and stuff, man.
Yeah,
Very,
yeah.
yeah.
That's the only time I go is when they want to see a
Totally.
movie.
I was sitting like waiting to go to Into the Spider-Verse the other day with my kids because they wanted to go. So
Yeah, that's the move. Exactly. I got out of work later. Also would have been there as well. You're also part of this year's iHeartRadio Music Festival. That's always a great time. Anything in particular you got planned for that?
I'm just psyched, like I feel like that show in particular, we get to play with artists that we don't normally maybe play with. So I'm just excited. I'm like excited to like see the Foo Fighters and like, you know what I mean? Like to me, it's like you can go a little bit as a fan because we just probably wouldn't play with a lot of those bands, which is cool.
Yeah, very cool lineup, man. So I'm looking forward to being there. Congratulations on everything, brother. And listen to So Much for Stardust on iHeartRadio or wherever you get new music. Pete, thanks for taking the time, man.
Thanks, man. You're like aging in reverse. I'm sure everyone tells you that today, but I just, whenever you write that chapter in the book, how you do it, I just need to read that chapter.
My man, a lot of tequila and a lot of sleep.
Totally.
All right, brother. Take care.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
On with Mario Lopez.